Hello, friends. Welcome to Sweetcast. I'm open for a short live stream because I saw something that I found quite interesting. And so we're going to talk about that. We also going to talk about the Black Friday sale campaign because I've had some updates there. We could also talk about Dracula. And I actually have been at a point where I've got a lot of questions now. And there's potentially a crossroads here with what is coming next for Sweet Comics. And so I wanted to talk about that as well. So we're going to get to all of those things. First off, though, I'm going to share this out to Twitter, and we're going to make sure that people know that we're live. There we go, posting that to Twitter, and we'll let people get in here for a moment. So some changes. Let me share the screen here. Share screen. There we go. All right, some changes here to the campaign. Not really changes, just additions, because the point of this is to sell a lot of the odds and ends that are here that people ask about. We're going to talk about that ugly sister too. And Spencer did a killer job on wax packs. I don't know if you're looking for more work, Spencer, but I would strongly, highly recommend Spencer for things like that if he's available. Killer job. I threw out a 30-inch CRT earlier in my neighborhood. All right. The name of this stream is intriguing. That's the point. It's a bit of an analogy, but I think it's true. So we're going to get to that. I'm going to let people get into the stream, but we'll definitely do that. The ugly little sister. That is not clickbait. But so the campaign right now, just to update as we're getting in here, I actually added T-shirts. I had to do this in a silly way because, yeah, you can make a T-shirt link and allow people to like pick which size they want, but you can't limit the sizes. You can't limit them. Like I only have 2 mediums, but I have 3 larges, so to speak. So I had to make one for every T-shirt. These are the Downcast T-shirts. They're the ones that you've seen me wearing that look like this with the Monstro Diver on the top and the big logo, or the Monstro Diver right in the center of it, and then it has the big logo at the top. So yeah, that's the T-shirt we're talking about. And I have exact numbers of what I have left. So if you want a T-shirt, snag one while they last. I'm not printing more. This is the end. But I figured they're here, so I might as well make them available. We still have all the books available. I could make a tier that just has Downcast 3 for anybody that missed it. If you want that, let me know. So far, no one has specifically asked for that, but I have thought that I don't actually have that as a tier, like a initial tier, though there are add-ons. So you can add on books. These make great gifts. They make great books as well. I've heard some really good feedback, and I don't know, I'm pretty excited about the future of Downcast. You can get these trading card packs. These are the ones in question. Spencer, I might be selling a movie script to a studio that seemingly wants to let me direct too, so I could be stupid busy very soon. Well, I got lucky then. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm happy for you. Congratulations. I'm really interested to see if you can direct that. That'll be pretty sweet. All right, so yeah, Delays here. Clint's sister is ugly. I don't have a little sister, thankfully. You torn something too. There you go. Yeah, you talked to Death Curse. All right, everyone's saying hi. Paul Riley's here. Hello. All right, so there's where we're at with the campaign. Right now, we're at $1,300, which is actually doing pretty well. Considering what this campaign is. It's a Black Friday sale to sell off my extras. I was thinking your boy Zach does one of these campaigns, and he calls it the Zach Friday sale. And when he does it, he makes I think he made 5,000 on this most recent one. And so that tells me, most people already have the book. These are some sales after the fact. So if he's doing campaigns that are that much bigger than my campaigns, if I could get this up to 3,000, maybe, between 2 and 3, I'd be pretty happy percentage wise. So, but we will see. If this gets to 5,000, I'll be pretty happy. It'll be great, and it'll actually roll into making more comic books. Dracula is in production. I've seen some really cool character designs. I've seen some cool art from the artist. And when we have, maybe we have when we have a bit more art, I think I'm going to tease that, and you all will know what the jig is. And I know that everyone has expectations for Dracula. I'm going to say this right now. This is totally whatever I wanted to do with it. So whatever you were assuming or thinking or hoping for Dracula, it's most certainly not going to be the case with what I'm doing because it's an existing character everyone knows. So the beauty is though that everybody can do their take on Dracula. So if you have a Dracula story in you, do it, man. You can do it. In my case, I actually went to very stylized art. I thought that would be pretty cool, very dramatic and stylized. It's not super realistic. So if you were hoping for that, it's not going to be that. But I think it's going to be awesome. So far, it is. Can you explain what pogs are and what they're used for? That's a great question. I make too many assumptions. So let's do this. How to play pogs? Because I get this question a lot. Here we go. Oh, wow, look at that. How the F do you play pogs anyhow? So it's a game. And I'm going to play this and silence the whole thing. So basically, you have a pile of pogs in the center of the board. It's kind of like marbles. You're going to stack them up. Let's see these guys. They're making lots of drama out of this video. Anyway, you can trade them essentially, and the goal is that you're going to stack them up. Let's see, they're flipping for who goes first. Oh my gosh, come on, guys. Just slam it. So they're going to make a stack of pogs, and then you're going to get your slammer. Your slammer is the big plastic one. It's just larger. You're going to make it flat, and you're going to slam the stack with it. You're going to kind of throw it down, and you try to do it fat. So there you can see there. Let's make this large. They've got the stack in the middle. This is not helpful. All right, forget this video. Why do you make a how-to if you can't even get to it? I thought they had images here too. Their images are no longer available. All right. Well, you can see there's a stack of pogs. You slam it down, and some are going to flip over, and others are not going to flip over. Okay. And whichever ones flip over when you slam it, those are yours. So you got to keep those now, and you can start fighting, with family, whoever you're playing against. There's a good picture of the stack. There's a slammer on top, for example. And yeah, that's basically it. There's not much to it. They became a bit of a craze, maybe a fad. Some would say, oh, there's a great action shot of someone slamming a slammer down, the pogs flying everywhere. So yeah, that's what it is. Hope that made sense. Sorry, the explanation was awful because I really thought that video would just show us how to play it. Pogs. Yes, there are pogs. These are the first ever pogs that you're going to see at Alterna, Comicsgate, that you're going to see Indie Comics, period, ? I don't know. I've never seen anybody do pogs before, but I've got pogs. They actually turned out really nice. The print quality is nice. There's some things I'd probably change about the slammer, but it works. It's tiddlywinks, exactly same kind of thing. Slammers are a big plastic pogs. Yes, exactly. So I have slammers. So if you buy the pog set, I got to explain this too. These cards and pogs pack, it comes with cards and pogs. So you get a wax pack of trading cards, which I have right here. These are brand new wax packs, brand new 5 cards inside that you've never seen before anywhere else and won't be published again anywhere else. And they feature characters from Gods and Gears and Downcast. So you get all of those, and you get a set of 10 pogs, and you get a slammer. So that's what this is. So you don't have to add on cards, but the campaign is really a bunch of add-ons. So pogs are an option. and then you can do everything else. Hello, AEL. It's great to see you here. Let's see. Hasn't EVS done pogs before? Not that I know of. I have not seen any pogs. Yeah, and then this gets brought up, of course, is play of the game, pog, and then people say poggers. So anyway, those are the pogs. If you haven't backed it yet, these are really like gifts. That's sort of the purpose here. So I'm going to post that in the chat. And if you want to get a gift for someone you know, or if you want to catch up on some of the items that have been in Downcast campaigns over the years that you have missed out on, I have them here. I'm not sure what the status is on these yellow trading card packs, but they're sold out on the front end here. This is the most limited run of trading cards, and they're a little bit older, and the card art inside is fantastic. Chaz Wagamont did them. And I actually don't have singles. I don't have a full set of singles. I only have like all but one. I have 4 of the cards in singles. So once those are gone, they're gone. Obviously, they're gone here. I think they might be gone in the back. I'm not sure. There might be some left. If not, I would snag one. Sketch covers. You can choose sketch covers by me of Downcast, by Ryan Wynn of Gods and Gears. You can mix and match however you want to do sketch covers. You can get the graphic novel. This is a 120-page graphic novel and the Pog set. And that makes a good gift for somebody or even for yourself. We also have the T-shirts. I just barely added these. Again, these are the T-shirts featuring the Monstro right here. The Downcast T-shirts, Monstro on the front. And these are my favorite T-shirts. The print quality turned out fantastic. I'm going to probably use this company going forward if I make more T-shirts. So yeah, and those have art by Christian Rossi on the front. So Eric's there. Hello there. Hey, Eric. Great to see you, man. Yeah, and I'm realizing too that Eric's covers, especially because of how I put them in the Downcast 3 campaign, they sold a lot. I ordered equal amounts of both of these covers. But like if you're a new reader, I made the new reader perk that it defaults that you get Eric's cover, and then a few others that they just defaulted with you getting cover A. And so I have been kind of shocked at how many cover A's I've sold. I still have more. Everything's fine, but those are definitely going to sell out first based off of print runs. So great job, Eric, selling some covers. That's awesome. All right, let's see. Are these the shirts with like 12 colors? Yes, I have way too many colors. That made it expensive. I think it was like 6 colors is what they ended up being. But they're screen printed, like super nice quality. I've been wearing my T-shirt for months now, and it still looks fantastic. So I'm really happy with how these T-shirts turned out. Howdy, Clint, just finally able to finish Downcast this morning. What a great read. Can't wait to read your Dracula. Thanks again. Smoke and Ray, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm really excited about Dracula. We're in production, and yeah, I think people are gonna like it. So I'm waiting. Yes, it is awesome. So Eric, I gotta get you to do another cover for me, and I have a good idea. 2 ideas for covers, and I'm gonna have you kind of weigh in on what you want to do. Obviously, yeah, we'll talk. It'll be fun. Anyway, so that's the campaign. Check it out. And what the heck do I mean? I've given everyone enough time. What the heck do I mean by the ugly little sister? Well, you know how sometimes, I don't know, in movies or whatever, maybe real life, maybe this is all too real. There's like the pretty sister and the ugly sister. Well, it seems like the pretty sister is actually back issues in comic books. And when I think about it, it's kind of insane. When the comic book industry wants to get covered by Forbes, do you know what they do? They make a character gay. They like, poop on America. Like they'll have Captain America do it himself. They'll do stuff like that to get mainstream news coverage. What do back issues do? They simply exist in the purest and most awesome form that they already are. Prices, I did not realize how high prices of comic books have skyrocketed. And it makes me wonder when people say, oh, the comic book industry is doing so fantastic. during the pandemic. Remember when everyone was saying that, or hey, look how great it all did. How fantastic the back issue market did is insane. And yeah, there's a lot of collectors and speculators and all that jazz. I don't think that really matters. If people are buying and selling comic books, that's a positive things for comic books. It's just too bad that so much of this is focused on comics that used to be. I mean, I guess it's not too bad, but it is what it is. I'm already seeing some sad stories in here. Redheaded stepsister. One sister is adopted. We'll have to guess who based on the parents, I guess. We only kissed. Okay. I'd say the pretty girl with ugly friends make her look better. Yeah, that could be a good one as well. So yeah, here 2020 was a pretty good year for many investors, but one class of assets that seemed a nosebleed level growth has even shocked even longtime market watchers. Vintage comic books with original comic book art. I'm going to pause there for a moment. This tells me that there are absolutely comic book lovers, comic book fans who are buying comic books and spending top dollar on them. So at the same time, you look at the comic book industry putting out floppies or endless variant covers over and over again, and you're not seeing, a lot of people are like, well, the market has changed. We got to find that elusive audience. Our audience has aged out. They're gone. Well, they're gone because there's nothing for them to want in comics as they are. They're clearly still buying comic books and original comic book art. Though there's no market index to quantify the growth in this area, the results of large public auctions provide some transparency into the value that buyers place on a variety of benchmark items. This is not being kept track of. Do you remember Magic cards a few years back were kind of considered one of those investment groups? Like you could invest into collectibles and you couldn't be taxed on it. You could just get off the books by investing in those kinds of things, which is kind of interesting to me. Lame stream. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Oh, lame stream comics. Yeah, totally. Comics are booming, you say. Okay, on that basis, the evidence is stark. Last week, Heritage Auctions demolished records and shattered expectations with a $22.4 million haul from its recent sale of high-grade collectible comics, surpassing in recent high water market the 16 million set in April. So less than a year later, it crushed it by 22 million. That's insane. The auction results were led by this new pedigree collection called the Promise Collection, featuring nearly 5,000 comics that were brought new off the newsstands in the 1940s and preserved in perfect condition for the past 70 years. 181 of those books sold in the June auction, realizing 7.1 million in just 4 hours. An additional 93 books were added 800,000 total in sales. I mean, these are numbers, but they're selling, and they did so well. But what I'm more interested in here is actually the demand, and there's actually capital to put into them. So I've often wondered, especially when thinking about Magic cards or things like that, if the game stopped, that's a great example. If Wizards of the Coast stopped making cards, if their company went out of business, they stopped making the game, what would happen to the prices of all those cards that already exist, right? And I know that there are people, if any of you watch Rudy's YouTube channel, Alpha Investments, he does exactly that. He's investing in cards, and I think he buys all sorts of cards, but Magic cards is kind of the biggest thing that he's doing. He invests in those. If Wizards of the Coast went out of business, what would happen to the rest of the market with those older cards? I would speculate that prices would still stay high because you'd have people enjoying it. But if Wizards of the Coast went out of business, they stopped making the game, not selling it to anyone else, that would say that there's not enough demand There's not enough of a customer base to keep it going. So why would there continue to be a customer base on the back end? I'm not 100% sure how this would happen. How you could still have the older things selling, things that have already been in print, or demand for those, and literally none for the existing new product. Because most of these companies that have made games or whatever, and that they've gone out of business, there is no back end. Like there's no market, there's no secondary market to sell these items because there's just not demand. I mean, there's going to be a few here and there, certainly, but you're not going to see the kinds of like, ebb and flow in the market based off demand, because what's driving the demand? So in comics, it's even more of a stark difference, I think. Wizards is a good example because they sell so many books, or excuse me, they sell so many cards. They're still selling product, and they'll make tons of money. It's despite problems with Wizards. Anytime there are problems, I've got issues with them sometimes. They're still selling product, and unlike comic books on the other hand, I don't know, they really have gone through very difficult times, especially recently. And most of the sales, when they start claiming sales from manga titles, how can American comic book industry feel very confident with the sales that they have so far? Wizards will likely never disappear, given they're the card branch of Hasbro Toys. And there's no sign. I mean, they're making money. There's no sign of them leaving. So yeah, I mean, they're making money. On the other hand, compare that to the comic book industry. Why does Disney have Marvel Comics? They want the IP, right? If somebody owned Magic and they said the valuable thing is the card game, and we'll just sell off the card game to somebody else to manage. But the company itself and the things that they're producing, the new things, is that important to Marvel Comics? I know that they always want to suggest that it's the new characters they're creating, but is it really? Or is it just that Spider-Man already has this legacy? Clearly, it's the legacy. That's the point. Like, we're getting to all of this. The demand here is for the legacy of these comics. It's where these characters came from, right? That's where we're at right now. Anyway, very interesting. So it really makes current comic book market seem like the ugly stepchild, the ugly friends, ugly sister. I don't know what you want to call it. That's what happens. Heritage Auctions manipulates the market. That may be true. I don't know enough about the particular auctions, but they did sell a lot of money worth of comics. Dan DiDio confirmed new comics don't sell when perplexed that reprints sold more. Exactly. Reprint, people are interested in the legacy rather than current, things that are being made. And you could contrast that with any other company. People are interested in what the new release is. Maybe they go back to the well way too many times. I'm not sure. Then it falls back on capital distribution and losing over the extended branches. Oh, is this more of the auction stuff? The market will filter out the trash. At this point, I'm surprised Disney doesn't outright acquire Hasbro, given how much they license to them. I'm pretty sure Disney's going to own all of entertainment eventually. Someday they will own it. In the meantime, here's something that I own. I got to push this because it's a Black Friday sale. It's not Friday yet, but this campaign only has 6 days left. It's going to actually end on Black Friday, I think, or will end on Thanksgiving. We'll figure it out. No big deal. But if you back these, I'm shipping. I already shipped a bunch of these yesterday, and I'm going to ship some more today. I want to make sure that if your goal is to have these for Christmas, I'm going to do my best to make sure that you have them for Christmas. And that's why it's Black Friday, but we launched, it's a little earlier. I'm a little nervous about shipping times. But most of the stuff, especially stateside, has shipped very quickly. So check it out. There's all sorts of things in here, including, I'm going to post the link in the chat again, but there are also t-shirts. If you missed t-shirts on the first campaign, here they are. I didn't add pictures to them, but I actually have them broken down by size. I literally have 2 large t-shirts left. I have 3 extra large t-shirts left. I have one triple XL T-shirt and 2 mediums left and 1 small. That's what I have left on T-shirts. They're already printed, and so they will ship out very quickly. So that's the goal there if you want the T-shirts, and they are these Downcast variety T-shirts, which I've been really happy with, and would absolutely print T-shirts from this company again. I think I've found the company I'm happy with as far as T-shirts go. They turned out great. So check those out. You can get some pogs and trading cards as well. Standees, people have been asking about the. I think most people have added on this standee as well. So check it out. The campaign is live. And yeah, Snuggy Jr. says, how's this campaign going? I think it's going very well. Really, there's, a couple cheaper, lower end, relatively speaking, products that we added that are new. So people have something new to get into. But really, this is about selling, making opportunity for people to get some of these things that they keep asking about. So what about says, cool. Love it. Elbow cough, cough. Let's see. Is the standee a new item or from a previous campaign? So the standee is from a previous campaign. This was in the collector's bundle of the Downcast 3 campaign. And it was a stretch goal. I just decided to add it. So I think a lot of people didn't even know they were getting it. I do have extras, and that's why they're available. I thought that when I put it in, there would be more people that wanted it. And so far I've been right about that. People are adding those on. So yeah, cool to see people digging the wax packs. I gotta say too, most people have been adding on every single wax pack that they can, and to try and collect them all. They've been really, really fun. I think people really like the wax packs. So and that's Spencer that makes those. So really appreciate Spencer pulling every string he could to get these done in time in order for us to really do a Black Friday sell. I came up with this idea kind of late. Gods and Gears and Downcast. The question is, why Gods and Gears? Well, first off, a lot of people talk about doing crossovers, and especially over at Alterna, I'll hear people say, there's some sketchy territory when it comes to IP sharing, though. There's some maybe bad blood that comes up. There's some, it's hard to know. And so I thought, well, instead of doing a book, let's just deal with this IP issue. And what's a way that we could do that? Crossover cards. So this whole card set features characters from both books, and just kind of imagines them together in how they would look. And then we have the Pogs, again, featuring characters from both books. So it kind of makes it fun. It's more of on a conceptual level, like how would it be to cross over? Plus, these wax packs are just so popular. Beyond that, we have the add-ons and the standees. We still have standees left, though not tons left. I think it was like 50, something like that. And so those are selling. So I'd grab yours if you want one. Now's the time to get them. Anyway, let's see. I had one complaint about the Downcast 3 campaign. Couldn't get the Weldon cover with the collected. There was there was a way you could do it, and a few people did it. That was to get the Weldon cover and then add on the collected edition. And so if you wanted to do that, I could probably make sure that there's a way to do it here. But yeah, it wasn't just one tier. You're right. It's hard. There's so many combinations now. What about said that looks pretty neat. Thanks very much. Yeah, Weldon's cover was great. I'll tell you right now, my goal is for Downcast 4. I really want to get started on production on it. That's one that definitely is happening because I kind of committed. I definitely committed to it with writing Downcast 3. Was that we're going to do 4. And what I want to do is, again, a Matt Weldon cover. And I want to do an Eric Weathers cover. And I have 2 very specific routes for either of them to go. And I think it'll be pretty fun. So, yeah, it turned out great. Matt Weldon, I sent him this little standee. There you go. There's the standee in person. And he was really excited about it. And he told me that this was his favorite cover that he's ever done, period. So hearing that from the artist himself feels pretty good. That's his favorite cover he's ever done. So I want him to outdo it on the next one, and obviously I want Eric to outdo it on the next one as well. Something else I want to do. I don't know how you do this, like deciding what you're going to be producing, but I really know that the focus is on books. People want books. So Dracula's in production. That'll be the next campaign. I'm not going to launch the campaign until the book's finished. Obviously, Fatal, we're trying to get we're working through it. I just emailed Charlie yesterday again to check on the status of line art, and that book's technically already in production. We're going to get it shipped out. But looking to the future, like what else am I doing Downcast for? And I'm strongly considering doing a Monstro book by himself. So it would be his story. If you read the little backup story that I drew, there's a big time period between the time that Monstro, came to the surface of the water and to when he came to Strata. And so there's a story there. And I already have quite a lot of it figured out, and I want to tell that story, but it's kind of one step at a time. So we will see, but I would like to do a Monstro story. So really that's 3 books that I want to do right there. Anyway, yeah, so I'd be interested to hear what y'all think. If Dracula went over well, I could see it being fun to do a Clint Stoker's Frankenstein or a Clint Stoker's The Invisible Man sometime down the road. Obviously, I wouldn't be putting dates on any of that, but I think that would be I think it could be fun. So Donald Delays here. He says, what I miss, we're talking about this Pogs campaign, and we're talking about Dracula a little bit. Not too many specifics, but yeah, some good stuff. So great to see you here, Donald. That Dracula book, looking forward to that. We have not shown any Dracula art yet, and nobody knows who the artist is yet. But it is in production, so we're feeling pretty good about it. Okay, very cool. And yeah, pineapple pizza for Donald. Very cool. All right, so that's the campaign. Check it out if you haven't backed it yet. Now's a good time to do so, especially you pick up a T-shirt if that's what you need. I don't know if it's worth. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're good. So there are going to be some Dracula updates coming soon. I'll probably do a full-on stream for that sometime, maybe next week even. We'll see. Next week's Thanksgiving, but I'd love to do some updates on that. I think it'd be pretty fun for you all to see. In the meantime, we've got Downcast Books, Fatal. I'm trying to talk Charlie into coming on to a live stream so that everyone can hear from him directly. I know he's had his head down working, and yeah, he's been working. So I'm trying to talk him into coming on a live stream so y'all can see him again, but know that he is turning in pages. I'm going to be preparing another update soon. I've been trying to be on that. And Stuggy Jr. has a great idea. Clint Stoker's Twilight Saga. Yeah, I could do a whole vampire Twilight Saga. that would be pretty great. Yeah, get Charlie. Exactly. I think it's just been a while. Public perception. That's I told him. I've been talking to Charlie, but not everyone has seen Charlie. And so I think it would be helpful. So I'll talk him into it. I'll work on it. And I think it'd be great. He's turning in great pages too. So yeah, it's pretty good stuff. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate all of your support. I really do. And Roland says, who's Charlie? Charlie Snogans, artist of Fatal. I don't know if he's yanking my chain. And my mic's not working. I don't know what's happening. All right. Well, we'll wrap it up, and I'll see you. I'm going to be trying to really be posting videos every day or live stream every day for the next while here, and get better with it. Anyway, thanks. I really love making comic books, and I'm glad that you all are reading them. So we'll see you on the next stream or video. Peace.